Former Giants tight end Martellus Bennett on your home for New York Sports 104.5 The Team. What's up, Marty B?
Chilling, man.
How we
Just enjoying life. Taking it one day at a time.
What's the nickname? Marty B, Black Unicorn. What are we going with right now?
I mean, I don't have nicknames until the season starts. So right now, everybody just calls me Marty.
Okay.
I was going to say, we've interviewed a lot of players, but not superheroes, so I was kind of hoping the Black Unicorn would make an appearance.
The Black Unicorn is always within. Like I run to the bathroom and I change. Then I'm the Black Unicorn, So I actually asked the guy from Nickelodeon to make me a Black Unicorn costume. So I have my emblem and everything on it.
Do you have, is it ready? Like if something happens, like a fan starts to fall somewhere?
It's not ready yet.
Ah.
But when it is ready, you will see me walk around on it and just go grocery shopping or something.
Can't wait.
What is the personality of the Black Unicorn?
The same as mine. I'm not like Peter Parker, who's not that confident of a kid. He's not that great. He doesn't have Peter Parker doesn't have a great personality. He doesn't chase the girl that he loves. Then when he's Spider-Man, he's great. I'm not that. I'm always great.
Yeah. Okay, now I got to talk about, now that you're sitting here, I've brought this story up many times on the air, so now you're in front of us, I got to bring it up. Your personality, you're so much fun with the media. But when I was in Dallas, I covered the Cowboys for 6 years, and one of the station I was with at the time, 105.3 The Fan, somebody on the Fan said something about you, and I went up with the mic flag, and you go, nope, get out of here, not talking to the Fan.
Oh, yeah.
Do you enjoy the media? Do you not enjoy the media? How do you...
Remember, he's not the one who said it.
Well, I think,
for the record.
Well, I think the thing about the media is they could say anything they want to say.
Yeah.
And there's no
repercussions,
or anything like that. So no one holds them accountable. If there's a story come out, if it's wrong, no one ever comes about, I would say we're wrong or anything like that. They just continue with their day. But once the pen is so strong that once people read that, they have that perception the whole time, even if it's not true, because they may not ever get the second article if no one goes out their way to get the true story. So I think the one is not really always the media fault. It's the consumer's fault too, because they don't seek more knowledge on each situation. And I think they just kind of take stuff for what it is. They never really look into it in any more depth. They just take one perspective of a story and they stick with that. Even though, like sports, you should listen to multiple sports shows so that you could get multiple different stories and different perspectives.
I think they should only listen to ours.
I believe.
But I have multiple personalities, so it's always different.
Yeah. So. Well, if you got multiple personalities, then you're great for the radio.
Martellus Bennett with Armen and Levack, former Giants tight end.
Man, I met you. We were doing the Center for Disability Services telethon in upstate New York in Albany. Man, you were great. You were the only guy I saw. You walked over, you took money out your own wallet and put it in the till. I don't think people know that about you, that you are a giver.
Yeah, I am a giver. I don't have a charity because I like to work with several charities. I just feel like you can make a bigger impact with charities they're already established. It'll take a long time for me to start a charity now and get to where I want to be. So most of the time I work with charities that have to do with art. So anything that's with art. And then a lot of times I feel like the best thing you could donate is your time.
Right.
It's easy. A lot of people just write checks because it's a tax write-off, but they never donate their time. So sometimes some stuff is not even charitable to me. It's just normal. Like I'll go to Barnes & Noble on a Saturday morning when I know there's a book to be read because I'm friends with everybody at Barnes & Noble. So they'll text me, hey, we got such and such. They know I love several authors, so if one of those authors pop up, they say, hey, we got book reading with the kids. I'll just pop up and read to the kids.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I never tell anyone. I was just like a surprise guest reader. I take the book from the lady that's reading and be like, oh, I'll finish.
Martellus Bennett now with the Chicago Bears. What happened from Dallas to New York? In Dallas, you did not hit the height of your career like you did with the Giants, and then, of course, now you're continuing that in Bears. What was the difference in New York that you didn't get in Dallas?
Well, in Dallas, I was a backup.
Yeah.
I think everybody looked at me as if I was a starter, but I was a backup tight end. And how many backup tight ends do you know their names?
Well, not only were you a backup to a guy named Jason
Witten, who never missed a game.
Yeah.
Right.
So most time when you're like a second-round pick and there's a tight end that's in front of you, we do a lot of two tight end things, but you really don't get your chance to showcase your talent until one day that guy gets hurt. Then that's when that other guy steps in that role and shows what he could do. I never really had a chance to do that. Witten never missed a game since I was there.
Yeah.
So when I got to New York, I was able to become a starter. I feel like I was my first year in the NFL. So I think that was the biggest thing. They gave me a chance to be a starter, and I appreciate them for that.
How much fun is it? I know there's problems with quarterback or whatever with Chicago, but to have so many awesome weapons on one offense, even in practice, that's got to be fun. Just knowing like at any moment they can't double anybody because every one of you guys can make a big play.
Well, I always hope they double the guys on the outside. Hey, double those guys. Let me get the one-on-ones. But in practice, it is fun. We work hard together, whether it's perfecting our routes, working on our craft, our skill set. Brandon Marshall's very, very skilled. And over the last 2 years, I learned so much from him, just watching him and talking to him about different routes and things like that. He get mad at me sometimes, because sometimes I'll be like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. You do that, I'm going to do it this way. Then I get open. I'll be like, yeah, I told you that didn't work. But he's been a great guy to be on the team with. Just being around veteran receivers, you're able to learn a lot more. I think the best thing for us is that we do compete with one another. Alshon makes a great catch. I want to make a great catch. And it's not like where we mad at Alshon for catching 10 balls. It's just like, oh, Alshon catching 10, I'm going to catch 12 in the third quarter, just say things like that, which never really happens. But, you always hope to outdo the other person on the team.
Martellus Bennett with Armen and Levack. What happened in Chicago this year? You guys had such high expectations. When you look back on last season and now that you're moving forward, you guys trying to build this year. Is there anything that you guys look back last year and go, man, this was an issue, let's get better at this?
I mean, from the X's and O's, I think just execution overall. I think, like on defense, being in the right holes, being where you're supposed to be and doing your job. I think sometimes guys try to do more than what they're supposed to. And offense, the same thing, execution, making a block and, making the right cut, the right read in the pass routes or wherever it may be. But I think at some point, hope was lost. I think it came down to where, like I was saying earlier, most teams may have a really good defense, but the offense isn't that great. So the offense always has hope that the defense is going to get another stop for them if they're not playing well. Or if the defense isn't that great, the offense is really, really good and they're scoring a lot of points. Yeah. So you're like, oh, all we need is one stop and our offense is going to they're going to score a touchdown. We're going to win this game.
Right.
And then if you have great special team returners, you're like, oh, we might hit a home run on this punt. We make a punt. Let's just get the ball to the returner and see what he does. I think we just lost a little bit of that because there would be games where defense wouldn't be playing well and we wouldn't be playing well, or offense may be playing well, defense may not be playing that well. It just wasn't it was the three phases of the game where it never came together.
Now, I got to ask, so much is being made about, is Jay Cutler a leader? Is he the right guy? Is Jay Cutler the right guy? And if he's not a leader, is it one of you guys, like you or Brandon or Alshon, who steps up and fills that role for him?
I mean, I think you need your quarterback to lead, but there's several different ways to lead. I think sometimes Jay gets pressure into trying to lead in a way that's not his. He just needs to continue to lead the way that he leads. It may not look the way that people want for it to be, but it works for us. So he doesn't he's not one of those guys that's going to be pushing. He tried different things and he got they jumped on him for a lot of things that he did. So I think he's a good leader. And the other thing is we're all grown men. I mean, I can lead myself. You don't have to lead me to the slaughter. But the thing is too, there's a lot of great leaders. You look from Martin Luther King to Hitler. Hitler was a great leader. He led for the wrong cause, but he was one of the best leaders ever in the history of the humanity. So it just depends, how the leader is going to lead. So I think for him, it's just a growing process, and it's just something that's, it's hard to manage a lot of personalities too as a quarterback when you got you got me, Brandon, Alshon, Matt, Cal.
There's only one football.
Yeah, there's only one football. So I think just put him in a position where he doesn't have to, where the offense spreads the ball around. Let him spread it around that way and lead through that way, and do things like that. But I think Jay's he's a great guy. I mean, I love playing with him. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks to play with.
Martellus Bennett with Armen and Levack. Tom Coughlin in New York. From the outside looking in, we look at him and go, he's kind of grouchy sometimes, doesn't really like to talk to the media, kind of has that old man persona. Get off my lawn. What is it about Tom Coughlin? I
wrote a poem. There's an old man. There's a man in my beard, and an old guy says, "Get off my lawn." In there.
When you think of Tom Coughlin,
I love Tom. He was a great guy. I think at first he didn't really understand me, but when he saw how hard I worked, he just like, oh, I'm not really worried about him. So he's a great guy. I talked to him several occasions. Like he pulls you in like a grandpa, But he is fired up. I don't think he's as tenacious as people used to think that he used to be. He has a warm heart and he has a soft spot for his players. So and you always want to coach that's like that.
All right. I don't know if you're going to believe this or not, but you and him have something in common, and he's been bragging about it since he found out.
Totally forgot about this.
Yeah. Was that birthdays?
I played the tuba for 12 years, man. First chair, made all region. I was an alternate for all state.
Did you do sight reading competitions too?
Yeah, I did some sight reading
I did
competitions.
some sight reading competition. At first I couldn't read music, so I just listened to the kids in front of me, and I went in and played. I was first chair trombone. Trombone was my main instrument, and I've been thinking about picking up a trigger trombone lately and start back playing. I don't know if I can still play. It's been so long.
You know what though? Like I can still like finger notes. Like I can still like tell. Like I can play the B flat scale on my hand right now. Easy.
Yeah.
I think my lips though would take the biggest adjustment.
I think so too. Buzzing in the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I can still do it. I have to learn how to do that again.
I love you guys, Urbano. Are you rooting for Michael, or are you hoping that you get the ring a ring before he gets another
No,
one?
I'm always rooting for my brother, even when I play against him. There was one time when I was with the Cowboys, we played against Tampa, and we were watching the game, and Michael got a sack on Tony on Romo, and I was like, "Great sack, bro!" on the sideline, jumping up and down. Everybody looking at me. I was like, "Somebody block him. He's not that good."
All right, Marty B's got to go. Get out of here, man.
I gotta get a high five from you, man. Thanks, Marty B.
Hey, you're all over Twitter, man. Tell us where to find you.
On Twitter, I don't tweet much anymore, but I'm at Marty. When I do tweet, it's worth your while. Marty Soares Rex on Twitter, Martellus B on Instagram. I've been taking a lot of pictures lately, working on my photography skills, and being a young Langston Hughes who didn't take pictures, but my pictures are poetic.
I love it.
We'll keep an eye, man. You
All
gotta
right,
get out of
Marty
here, get in
B.
trouble.